what is the Fitbit that I always see you wearing? I've been in the market for one and wondering which one I should get. So yes, I wear my Fitbit like 100% of the time. Well, 99% of the time. I don't wear it when I'm showering, and that's pretty much it. I wear it all the other time because I love data. I'm a self-quantification nerd, and the Fitbit is kind of like making self-quantification relatively cool. Maybe not that cool, but a little bit cool, right? You're not an outcast anymore if you're wearing a Fitbit. So I love this Fitbit. This is the Fitbit Charge HR. And I'll post a link to the specific product that I have. This is a separate band. So I just buy this band on Amazon because I think it fits better than the plastic bands, and I like the look better. This, like, you see it? It kind of looks a little metallic. I'll post a link to that too. So you can get this one, or I'll highlight a couple things I would look for in getting one of these devices, because there are plenty of them out there. Number one, heart rate is really important, especially if you exercise. The heart rate data is really critical. Not only does it show you the calories you burn, which I don't really care, but I like to see my heart rate pattern over time. So if I'm taking a spin class, for example, my very first spin class in life, my heart rate might be super sky high because I'm just like busting my butt. And then over time, as I get more in shape and more used to the spin class, my heart rate, my average heart rate through the spin class should be less and less and less. Except if you are pushing yourself extra hard or changing it up or adapting your training in some way. So the other reason your heart rate might be really high during exercise is if you haven't recovered appropriately. So if I have an exercise session and I feel like I'm not really pushing myself that hard, but my heart rate's really high, then I realize, oh, maybe I need a day off, or I need to recover a little bit more, or maybe I haven't slept. You know, there are many factors for these things, but it's just information. You're collecting all the information and then listening to your body and figuring out what your body is telling you. So heart rate's number one, both for exercise and resting heart rate. So with this one, when I'm exercising, I press the button to start, and then I get to see my whole heart rate pattern throughout the whole exercise session. And I kind of see that during the day, but it's not as specific of the data. It also gives me the resting heart rate, which is really cool to see the pattern. When I'm stressed, my resting heart rate is like up to 10 points higher, 10 beats per minute higher, which is crazy. And so when my resting heart rate gets high, I'm like, okay, Megan, gotta do some stress management, gotta get more into the meditation, prioritize sleep a little bit more, schedule 30 minutes on my calendar on the weekend when I'm just doing nothing and can relax or whatever. I have to focus on restoring myself more. And that's really cool data. I mean, obviously you kind of know that, but it's really easy to ignore it if it's just your brain telling you. If it's data telling you, then I pay attention to it more. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I see Robert's comment says I wear a Charge too. I love the sleep info. Awesome. Yeah, so that's my next one. Sleep is so good to watch on this stuff. This one gives me the percentage or the minutes that I'm in REM sleep, light sleep, deep sleep, and awake during the night, and I find it to be surprisingly accurate. Obviously, I don't know, like, just instinctively how many minutes of REM sleep I got, but for example, if I get up to go to the bathroom or if I'm awake, even if I'm just laying there, it's amazing that the Fitbit knows. It's all based on your heart rate, and I like to track patterns. So if I'm in the habit of eating more sugar before bed, does that impact my sleep? Yes. If I'm stressed, does that impact my sleep? Yes. If I had caffeine later in the day, what time my exercise sessions are. So I like to use all this stuff to optimize my sleep. And then the last one, of course, the reason why most people wear it is for steps, to have a daily step goal, and then also for reminders throughout the day. So I have my Fitbit set to buzz at 50. So it's really good for me because my client sessions start usually on the hour and they're 50 minutes long. So when my Fitbit buzzes, I kind of know, like, okay, end of session, gotta tie things up. But it also reminds me I need to go take a lap around the break room or go to the bathroom or something like that, just to get a few steps. All it requires is 250 steps per hour. And if you've already gotten that, it doesn't buzz. But that's really helpful to remind you to get up and moving. So that's the one I wear and the one I would recommend. I'll post a link But if you don't get this exact one, look for those 4 things: heart rate while exercising, heart rate while resting, sleep data, steps, and reminders. Oh, and the last thing I really like is I can see all that stuff on the band. A lot of them you have to go into your phone to see the data, but I can actually see the numbers on the band right here, which is cool for me.